Yeah, absolutely. Turn up your volume.
You guys are ready? Here it is finally.
Wait, were you watching the Game Awards commentate over this?
No.
Okay.
I'm just watching a Halo trailer with a nice narration.
Okay.
I'm not excited for Halo Infinite, bearing in mind I'm not particularly a Halo fan, but I'm very keen to see it and what exactly they're doing with like the rumors that it's going to be a more open style of game, less like straight linear mission based. Very curious.
Oh, it's gonna be a whole ass demo, is it?
Seems that way.
Am I dead already? I must be. I mean, this is a punishment, right? Yep, this is death.
So in the chat, Mr. Weebrap asks if we saw the trailer for the Yuji Naka game, and yes, it looks absolutely lovely. That was in the pre-show, and Yuji Naka is making a sick new platformer with Square Enix. It looks dope.
Yeah, because he joined Square Enix like years and years ago, like 3 or 4 years ago, and then just nothing came about. So I guess that's what that is.
Yeah, it looks great. They had a couple nice things in the pre-show. I think Dragon Quest XI's was also announced for the Xbox. So.
You breathe. No, you don't get to tell me what to do. You don't get to tell me anything. We're.
Well, you should breathe, dude.
Are you even listening?
I count 3 anti-aircraft cannons.
3 what?
You'll be safe here.
Oh, I'll be safe. Safe? I haven't been safe since I found you. I found you, remember?
Yeah, so I believe the last trailer for this game featured that series of events where Master Chief was found in space.
Oh, this is only at 720?
Saying that. We're outgunned.
And it looks great.
No, I just mean like the stream quality, like the Game Awards stream quality only goes up to 720, I guess.
Yeah, and don't change it because we worked hard to synchronize ourselves.
Yeah, no, I'm not changing. I was just checking.
Yep.
Get away from here. Far away.
Wait here.
Oh. Let me find.
First, when I get back, we can look.
So I guess narratively, Master Chief gets to play the straight man, as he always does, but here we've got a real Joker with us. I don't know if he's much of a Joker, but he's not chill anyway. Maybe for good reason.
Always appreciate starting off a conference with an actual gameplay demo.
Yeah, it's nice. Totally agreed. Yeah, I mean, this looks like Halo to me, so I think this is Halo.
See, I did not play 4. I did not play 5. If someone was to tell me you could just play this, like, I don't know, I might. There's something about I have no actual frame of reference as to say why, but I'm just like, hey, maybe I should play Halo again. The last Halo I actually played was like 3, so.
Well, I have heard that this one is supposedly something of a soft reboot. Part of the rumors that claimed such also claimed he had a grappling hook, which we kind of saw in that opening CG trailer. So it may be a bit more of a reboot than the other ones narratively as well. So you might be able to swing that.
Yeah, some people are saying this is chopping up for them, and it's chopping up for me too. I don't know for you.
Yeah, that's on the stream's end, so we're both seeing it.
But is this Game Awards hosting the stream, or is this Game Awards restreaming the stream?
I don't know. One of the two. Either way, we're committed now.
It's like, I actually think I spent more time watching Red vs. Blue than playing any amount of Halo.
Oh my god, that's actually true. I have 4 or 5 Red vs. Blue DVDs from the very beginning. Yeah, that's absolutely true. I barely remember any of it, truth be told, but I think the most Halo I played was in high school. A friend of mine bought Halo 3 like the day it came out or the day before it came out, which happened to be the Terry Fox run, if you remember that. And so instead of going on the Terry Fox run with my friends, we went to his house and played Halo 3 the day it came out.
Oh, that was much better expenditure of your time.
You know what? Terry Fox got a lot of runs out of me, so that one,
Fair enough.
He let us play some Halo. That's a very Canadian story.
The way this is presented makes me feel very like, hey guys, not like you remember Halo as if Halo went anywhere, but like, Halo!
Yeah, it definitely feels more like the first 3 to me than the ones that came after. I always feel like in the ones that came after, like there's a lot of different characters and stuff that isn't just Master Chief doing stuff. Whether that's a good or a bad thing, I'm not equipped to say.
Neither.
But this does feel like the OGs in a lot of, I don't know, hard to define kind of ways. Like the tone feels similar, the art style feels similar. But surely, like the grappling hook's new. This sort of like more open design is new. There's so much new going on. But the tone just feels right.
There's those threads where people are showing in need. Everyone's getting a grappling hook. Lo Wang walked so that Master Chief can run. Some people were like, going about how they're going for a much cleaner art style. Like, look at Master Chief's armor in this other Halo game from like a few years back, and it's all gritty and kind of like, low saturation, whatever. And like, look at the Halo Infinite one, and it's like less gritty, like less dirty. It's more like kind of what I think when I think of Master Chief. So I think there's a bit of that there.
I saw a comparison of like the Halo Combat Evolved box art and the Halo Infinite box art that they revealed the other day. And yeah, it did strike me how like that Master Chief looked kind of like the Master Chief I think of when I think of Master Chief.
In your heart.
Sort of like, how on the Nintendo eShop cards, there's that one render of Link where he's wearing a green tunic.
Yeah.
And it's not Skyward Sword, but it sort of looks a little like Skyward Sword.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's that like vague, this is what the character looks like in the people's minds, but it's not actually what they look like in any game kind of thing. I get what you mean. It feels like they're sort of nailing that feel. It's not a different Master Chief, it's that Master Chief.
It's not the Spartan from Dead or Alive.
It was difficult.
Yeah, that's a different Spartan, right?
Yeah.
Also, I think she's the woman, yeah.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
We are one step ahead.
She could kick the shit out of Master Chief, though.
The
can kick high,
is
she can.
already under
Yeah.
our control.
Doesn't she have one throw where she, like, sticks them with one of those, like, sticky grenade things that they use in Halo? I think so.
I believe so.
Banished. Share the same.
It's also a very
We fight
arbiter thing
together
in
to
Killer
honor
Instinct.
the will of
Yeah, it's true.
Atrion.
Oh, man, he's so cool. So excited for the Killer Instinct 2 trailer today.
Dude,
I grew
So, by the way, are these the guys from Halo Wars 2, or...
alone.
again, I
don't
am
know.
not equipped.
Yeah, no, certainly. If anyone in the chat knows, I'm curious, but...
Now stare.
I need to go like this. That's how I walk on this.
This is my last fight. True.
Oh yeah, so Liz Madborn says they're the Halo Wars 2 villains, yeah. Okay, cool.
Leave us both.
So this gorilla's cutting this fucking promo.
Set a fire in your heart, Spartan. Bear your
So,
fang.
yeah, I guess we should talk about this real quick. Although this is an Xbox Series X show and they're going to be showing off Series X games, that's kind of the whole thing. I believe Phil Spencer said that everything they show will also be supported on the original Xbox One as well. So they're not cutting...
yeah, well it says right there, Xbox One. Huh.
Yeah, they're not going to be cutting off at all, so...
I think for like the first like salvo of games, like they definitely want to show like,
We
hey,
hope you
this is a
enjoyed
thing
your
that we
first
can
look at
offer
Halo
you.
Infinite's campaign. I'm incredibly proud.
Yeah,
of the
I
team
think
at
it's cool,
343.
honestly. And Sony's
thrilled to
obviously
share
taking a
hint
very
of the
different
epic
route with
battles
their
that
like
await
hard
you on the next
generational
chapter of
cutoff,
Master
like
Chief's
normal,
journey.
right?
Yeah.
This is the most ambitious campaign we've
I
ever
don't
created at
particularly
343.
agree or disagree with
For the
either
first
one. I
time,
think they
players
both
will
have
the
their
freedom
merits,
to
right?
explore
So-
a mysterious new Halo ring that's several times larger than our last 2 Halo games combined. Halo Infinite has been built from the ground up to take full advantage of Xbox Series X.
Yeah, that's
Bigger
the thing now.
battles,
Use your
epic
grapple.
vistas, more complex
Use your
visual
grapple to
effects,
like pull guys
displayed
towards you
with
or
10 times the processing
or
power
pull you
per
towards
pixel
them.
of Halo 5. This will be running at a flawless 60 frames per second and will allow us to bring the Halo ring to life in ways that have never been possible before. We look forward to sharing even more about
Grapple
Halo
hooks are
Infinite
just
in the
winners
coming
every time.
months, including the first look at multiplayer. And now, please enjoy a glimpse of what others in the Xbox Game Studios
we digging
family have
into
been
now?
working on.
World premiere.
This looks like it could be Banjo.
It looks like it could be a world premiere. Hellblade? No, it wouldn't be Hellblade if it's a world premiere.
Whoa!
I don't know.
What was that? Alright, so,
Who's talking?
games open world!
What is happening?
Games open world. Halo Infinite is open world.
Series. Doesn't seem familiar anyway.
Yeah. God dang! That was quite a lot. And
Who the
you know,
get off my stream.
a lot of the things that we saw there was things we've talked about recently. We saw the auto shotgun.
Okay, no.
We saw the
no,
Mauler.
sorry.
We saw I
What the fuck? No, I don't. That was just the Game Awards stream, like having some asshole suddenly cut in for some reason. Well, I'm liking this. Oh wait, no.
Are you saying that there's someone commentating? Oh wow, it's State of Decay 3. That's nice. That's cool.
Yeah. So I'm liking this, but like I know nothing about State of Decay, but I do like killing
I think
zombie
you're
animals.
watching a different stream from the one I sent you a link to.
I did click on the one you sent me, but maybe I misclicked. Anyway, I fixed it. It's
Xbox
fine.
Game Studios, including unveils of 5 new first-party games. What you will see today is how Xbox Game Studios are harnessing their passions to bring their dreams to life.
Okay, Rare's there, which is nice.
We believe that how you find
Well,
and
they
play
said
your
9 out of
games
15 of
is
these
as
studios,
important
so it may
as
not
the
be all
device
of
you
them.
play
Oh,
with.
you're right.
So-
Xbox Game Pass is the best way to discover and play. And we want you to be able to experience
What part of
as many
Xbox
great games
HQ is he in?
possible.
I know, right? It looks like a hangar.
So Game Pass members,
Yeah, it's where they send out the
you
jets.
Can play every game
It's right
you
next
see
to the Xbox One
from your
branded
subscription or
jets.
free to
Yeah.
play.
The
These
all-in-one
games
flight
will
unit
look
powered by
and play
Xbox.
best on Xbox Series X, delivering unmatched fidelity.
So they should also be announcing some stuff with
precision,
Game Pass
immersion.
and
We've
Xbox
designed
Live
the
Gold,
most
and
consistently
everyone's saying that they're going to be
powerful
folding everything
next-generation
into one like
And we
super
built
valued
state-of-the-art
package.
platform technology
Yeah,
to
that
allow
rumor has been
every
floating around a lot this week, and I
realize
think
their
that would be so cool if they actually got it all
One
into
studio
one,
that has
especially with their
always pushed
streaming
the
coming
limits
out
of our
as well.
hardware is turn
It's
10. And
I
they're
mean,
early in
that'd be a great
development on the
value,
next
that's for
Forza
sure.
Motorsport and Xbox Series X.
Forza.
bringing them closer to their
How I missed you. You're here
cross-wall realism,
every single
ray
year.
tracing,
Every
and
multiple
native
times a
4K
year.
resolution, all at 60 frames per second. The
Uh,
trailer
my-
you're
my,
about to
um,
see was captured completely.
My social media tweets about like, hey, we're doing the
World
Xbox showcase is like, I'm sure they'll be showing some stuff other than Gears, Halo, Forza. And someone had a
Yeah.
comment, it's like, I really hope they'll show a new Forza this year. And I went, don't worry.
Got you covered on that one, yeah. Gears, I don't know. Gears might be the one that's out this year.
Yeah, no, for
like,
sure.
I wouldn't be surprised if they had like Gears in a showcase or at some point to show like the improvements on Xbox Series X, because that's been confirmed that happened. But,
I can see that.
yeah, I don't think we're getting a new Gears. But you're right, that's the cycle. So just
Okay,
glad
I'll
we
fix
got
that.
for it.
Yeah.
Oh, your stream title still says PS5, by the way.
It sure does.
It's good. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I agree. No need to change that.
Maybe
Forza Motorsport. Wow, numbers are gone. You know what? That's fair.
To you, it was getting embarrassing.
Yeah. Oh, here's Rare.
So this might be Everwild. Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah, it looks the case.
Our world has a rhythm. We all sense it.
I would like for it to be this like relatively serious Everwild trailer. By the way, the characters look gorgeous.
Yeah.
And then suddenly like a goofy banjo laugh and he just jumps through the screen. Yeah.
And then Banjo gets sliced in half and full bores behind him.
Of a perilous journey.
This Rare All-Stars Battle Royale.
In the bonds we share.
Can Joanna Dark defeat Snake Rattle and Roll? Find out.
And in moments of stillness.
Again, people give me Conquer. Like, everyone that worked on Conquer is gone from Rare.
Everyone that worked on Conquer is dead.
What you want is for Microsoft to be like, we're partnering up with Playtonic Games, and they'll be making Conquer.
Dark places.
So Playtonic Games, of course, today on Twitter actually confirmed we are not working on any Banjo stuff.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which I think is good of them, because they have been hassled and in some cases harassed about it, which has not been good. So.
Our world has a rhythm.
God, this game's art is so strong.
We all sense it. But only a few truly feel it.
It's very pretty, but I hope we get an indication of, like, you know, even what perspective this is played in. I'm assuming it's a third-person thing, but, you know, we don't know.
Yeah, I believe that's the case. I was really hoping they just like smashed that deer animal with a stick, and it turned out it was the piñata.
Viva,
or even better,
Viva Piñata.
Yeah, or better yet, a cake.
Everwild.
I don't know. Is that still funny?
A magical,
no.
untamed,
Okay, that's fair.
world for you to
Everyone forget
explore.
that.
Wait, it was never funny? No, never was.
It's a place to be eternal. And Eternal has the gift to sense and feel how magic flows through nature and connects every living thing. The team here at Rare are so excited to be working on something like
New.
Everwild, and I hope you're excited too. But I just want to take this opportunity to say a massive, massive thank you to everyone who's shown their
Yeah, well, their last game was Sea of
and
Thieves
love,
and stuff, so they've been on a
and
pretty
for the
good tear of new
incredible,
stuff.
Yeah,
awesome, positive
I was about to say Knee of
community
Thieves.
that's already growing around this game.
Sea of Thieves certainly grew to be like a thing. Like, now they have like lots of content, lots of things to do. But when I played that initially, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it's fair to say that game stumbled out of the gates. So this is... I can never remember. This is not Twin Mirror, this is the other one.
Wait, I thought it was Twin Mirror.
It might be Twin Mirror. Don't Nod's making two games that I keep confusing with each other. I think you're right, this one is Twin Mirror.
No, it might not be.
Shit.
They don't believe us.
I think this is not Twin Mirror.
But we couldn't be sure.
He hates some shit there.
It doesn't matter that they kept us apart.
Brother, sister,
Now, this is a moment where you should be saying some stupid shit like, give me Remember Me Too.
Yeah, Dr. Bahagger asks, this game is like Remember Me? I think it's going to be a little more like Life is Strange, is probably what you're getting with this, so...
What matters is you're my brother. And the only way to move forward
Maybe it is
is to
Twin
keep
Mirror.
looking back.
I think this one is Twin Mirror, but they're working on another one too.
But I thought they like actually did something with Twin Mirror, like they're rebooting it or they're retooling it, and they're like, yeah, it's going to take us a little bit longer to work on that. So maybe this could be it.
Let me just go look up. No. So there's Twin Mirror and there's Tell Me Why. This one is Tell Me Why.
Tell me what? Tell me what? Tell me what you say.
I really adore that we were both confused on the same exact thing.
Closing a chapter of our lives.
But both of those games look good.
It's too late.
Nothing good comes from stirring up old memories.
Slick Daddy says I could see this on current gen.
We don't really
So
know.
actually,
Well, it
all of, the
probably
games
is.
being
Always a
shown,
choice, huh?
all of the games being shown today are supporting the original Xbox One as well.
Can't do
So, as far as we know, there are no Xbox Series X exclusives that will be shown today. So,
On my birthday, cool.
congrats. Now you can't celebrate. Now you have to record LPs.
Ooh, okay.
Hey everyone, my name is Gennady. I'm the co-founder and director of technology at Moon Studios. Today we're very excited to tell you that we're working on a very, very special version of Ori and the Will of the Wisps,
Just an
specifically
Xbox
for Xbox Series X.
Okay.
We're now at a time where we can reach levels of fidelity and frame rates
Yeah,
previously
because Will of the
absolutely
Wisps
impossible
did
on
not
any
run
console.
amazing.
An already gorgeous
Yeah,
game
I
like
remember
Ori
hearing
can
that,
now
which
run
like
at
really surprised me.
120
Even
hertz
even
refresh rate
on
in full
even on the
4K
good
HDR
gooder
in its highest
Xbox,
quality,
like
delivering
I always saw
unprecedented
people
game
saying,
feel
yeah,
with
it
silky
just
smooth
doesn't
animation,
like it runs
super
generally
crisp,
pretty
sharp
good,
image,
but like it
low
runs
input
worse
latency, which is just so
comparatively to the
important
first
for
game.
the
Now,
tight and precise
I played about
platforming
like
feel
30
of this
minutes
game.
of this, and I didn't really
We can also
notice
boost
anything, but I was
immersion
only in like
in
you know
different
the opening
spaces in our
chapters.
world.
Yeah,
So-
I saw
audio
snippets
tech
that people
that we
posted that
previously
were
just
pretty
could not
pretty
simulate
rough
in real
relative
time.
to the
And
first
with all
Ori.
of this crazy hardware
So
power,
look
we
at that.
can
You
give
catch
our
that
players more
120
options
FPS
Yep,
with how
coming
we
in
want
here.
to play our
That's
game.
a lot.
We can't wait for all of you to experience this very special version of Ori coming to Xbox Series X with smart delivery.
Well, I do hope they
later
managed
this year.
to shore up the performance stuff because that was probably the biggest complaint I saw around this
I
game.
thought like I think I saw several people say like I enjoyed this far more than the first game. It's just better.
Oh, is this Outer Worlds DLC? I think so. Sure looks like it.
The furthest
Yeah.
reaches of the universe comes the
I've actually been playing this
in the
recently,
galaxy.
like presently on my
abandoned
Switch,
research
and I'm
facility.
really enjoying it actually.
And now, shady corporate intrigue.
I was not super
Marvel,
into
a
Fallout
Gorgon
3.
asteroid.
That was the only one of those I played, as far as the
Full of
first-person
salacious
ones go.
secrets.
But I'm liking this quite a lot.
Sorry, you said Fallout 3?
Attractive patrons.
Yes, I was not really into Fallout 3. That was the only one of these like first-person ones I played. Like I didn't play Fallout 4 or New Vegas.
Well, if
But
you
I'm
want to
really
replace
looking
Fallout 3 with a game that you didn't like even less,
Or sword.
then play Fallout 4.
Or
Yeah, well, I won't.
thrills.
Krager says they made New Vegas, not 3. I am aware. Do not worry.
That is true. I forgot about
It's
that.
Word of advice
Fallout
before you
3,
go camping.
regardless of who made it,
Trust
Fallout 3
no
is
one.
still the only one I played of this type of first-person Fallout-esque game. So,
What will you find?
but this has been really nice. The Switch port's really cool. It does not look great visually, but
This unit
It never did.
in its current state.
yeah.
I hope that's not the Obsidian thing they have to announce.
I guess we'll see.
If you're waiting
So, of course, this game they announced at their last big
for
event.
the biggest game of the year, then wait
I'm very
for
just-
Cyberpunk.
That's a good joke.
But if you're ready for the smallest,
It's a missed opportunity not to call this Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
from Obsidian Entertainment, the makers of games that are nothing like this one.
I like the trailer commentary. It's good.
I must have missed this, but I didn't realize this was made by Obsidian.
Strive together.
Yeah,
to
that was
thrive
kind of
together.
part of the big deal.
Or just feed
Some
your
people
friend
were
to
very
the
not happy with it, but you know,
and go solo.
such is the nature of doing something different.
Yeah. It's like, but no, make the thing that you just made, Outer Worlds. Make another one, just make another one.
Oh! That big Battletoads figure, that's so cool.
So that shows how Microsoft owned this game is.
Battletoads confirmed for Grounded.
I bet you they are not going to show that new Battletoads, even though it's been 2 years and like it's been playable. I just have a feeling they're just going to be like, no, we're not showing that.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's something we do every day when we come to the
So
office.
here's
and we can't wait for you to play
actually
our next great
Obsidian.
adventure,
So let's see if they
Caroline
have any new
It's
stuff
the
to
first of
announce.
two
I mean, they
planned
are working on, you know,
packs for
ostensibly
the
2
Outer
games
Worlds that
here,
we're putting
so
together with our friends
I
from the
kind of
Bible
doubt
division.
they've got more
Now,
stuff to
It's also
show.
important that we continue to evolve how we tell stories in games, and Grounded is the perfect example of that. The team has been working for the last 2 years on how to tell an Obsidian story within a survival game.
That's
Now, what's
interesting
great
that they
is
want
you're
to
gonna
tell
be
like a
able to
real
play the game on
story
July 28th
within that game.
on
I
Xbox
wonder if that'll
Game
work out.
Preview and on Steam Early Access. We want to hear from you, and we want to continue to build Grounded together.
Where's the new
Oh, yeah.
Turok?
If
Well,
you've been wondering,
it
we
won't
have
be
been working
here
on it
because
next to Obsidian
Microsoft doesn't do anything with Turok.
Well, here, let's see what this new thing is that they're showing off.
We have always known war.
Man, I wonder if Obsidian's doing Fable.
That was the other game that Microsoft opened up a website domain for. It was Fable and Perfect Dark, but we'll see.
It forged our empire. Turned heroes into queens and kings. And decimated our foes. Now our oaths are lost. Forsaken.
Ooh, are they making an Elder Scrolls though? Actually,
no way.
Sorry, not a real Elder Scrolls. Sorry, I
like an
mean
Elder
like
Scrolls.
in the same way that the Outer Worlds is a Fallout. You know,
Elder Notes.
Cool.
Lord of the
Okay.
Rings?
Worth the weight of a crown.
If I
Oh, nice. Cool. Okay, so now
Avowed. There's a cool thing. Okay.
So from here on out, Microsoft kind of has their own Elder Scrolls and their own Fallout locked down, kind of. That's
yeah.
That's a big deal. That's great for them.
Avowed is an expansive first-person RPG set in the fantasy
It's
world.
Matt Booty!
When Obsidian Entertainment
Is it fat
joined
enough?
Xbox Game Studios, they told us that this epic game is the one they want to make. As creators of critically acclaimed RPGs, this is Obsidian at their best, and it is being built from the ground up to take full advantage of the power of Xbox Series X. At Xbox Game Studios, we also work with independent developers, always with the goal of empowering them to bring their
Indecisive
ideas
Jew
to
asks,
life.
is the Outer
I'm
Worlds not on
excited to announce our
PS4?
work
It is
with
on
Interior
PS4
Media,
and
a new
Switch and
studio
PC,
led by
but
some
that
of
was
the
all
most
before
talented
Microsoft bought them.
storytellers in our industry.
So
Let's
I
meet
imagine their
Caroline
future
Marshall,
stuff, like the Outer
studio
Worlds
head of
2,
Interior Night,
won't be.
Yeah, I think there was some clarification where they said, like, even though we're bought by Microsoft, we're still contractually obligated to
Bonjour, I'm Caroline
keep
from
putting
Interior
out Outer World stuff on other consoles.
Likewise, Psychonauts 2 is still
Because
coming
when you
to
play a
like
story,
PS4 and
you
PC
step
and
into the
such,
character's
despite
shoes.
Microsoft buying
You
it.
get to
So this is a new
experience
studio
their
here.
fears,
So.
their hopes, their conflicts firsthand, and in the process, you learn more about yourself. And this is quite powerful. Our first game spans 30 years in the American Southwest. It's a story about family, resilience, and sacrifice. But most of all, it's about how you will shape the fate of real, flawed people trying to find their way in a world they don't fit in.
Someone in chat says, I hope Avowed is
I
not
hope you enjoy the
exclusive. Well, I
trailer.
think it will be,
It
but
is.
you
It
will be able to play it on
absolutely is.
PC.
World
Yeah.
Microsoft does that.
Fortune, smile and fade. I haven't seen you much of late. I need you now, cannot wait, but when I look, you're not around.
We were on our way to start a new life that summer. For our family, it was just a stopover.
This art's really neat.
For mine, it was the end of the road.
While I like, agree,
The sun went down.
I'd hate to
All of
look at
us
the
that
chat, in YouTube
Sure, that's fair,
about a game that looks like this at your big next gen show.
It was a long
Sure, whatever.
secret
I guess.
buried in.
I really like the combination of the camera work and the art. I can't say I've ever seen a game that looks like this.
Yeah, no, there's a bit of 3D in there that's interesting, but
it's really fabulous. And the way they've got lighting going on these,
of the shadows.
I think clearly 2D character sprites.
Now, I'm finally ready to step into the light.
Are they 2D? They are.
The character Arbit is.
Yeah, but they've clearly got some actual lighting going on them too. It's that's cool. That's really cool artistically.
I do like how we're moving around the world, though. Yeah, I'd really like to see some gameplay of this.
Projects,
well, I think we're gonna get to
Saga Hellblade 2,
no,
which we announced at the Game Awards back in
Yes,
December.
they did.
Go away.
An incredible 3.5 million players have now experienced.
Oh, your computer's trying to restart?
Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. We're excited to start giving you an insight into what comes next for our Celtic warrior. An experience that will.
Oh wow, this gameplay looks great, Matt. You're missing it.
No, I'm not. No, I'm watching. You can't do this to me.
Oh.
Happy to reveal today that Senua's Saga will
I can't
be set
actually
in
see
the
your stream,
beautiful
so.
country of Iceland.
Someone in the chat says Microsoft disrupting their own direct.
We discovered the history of our setting in a brand new behind-the-scenes development diary, which you can view straight after the show on the Ninja Theory YouTube channel.
Okay.
So, some people have made it heard that this is actually an Unreal Engine 5 game as well.
See the impact Hellblade:
So I think
Senua's
this is
Sacrifice has had on so
the
many
first
players.
Unreal Engine 5 game that we've
Incredibly
really gotten to
thankful
look at.
all of the fans that have been part of
Yeah, I'll
Senua's
bite
story
that.
so far. And we're excited for you to be part of our development journey from here on out.
Oh, is this Double Fine? Are we jumping over to? Yeah. Okay.
I assumed it was gonna be Hellblade, and I'm like,
Nope.
Seems like a bold art style change for Hellblade.
Yeah, no, Tim's gonna come in and save the stream.
Yeah, save it, please.
You want to say hi to Peter? He's on the line
What?
here.
Peter, he's been sitting there the whole time? Hey, who wrote the song?
Brutal Legend coming back.
Fantastic.
Oh man, hey, actually, it's true.
It's gonna be fun to sing at.
I wonder.
Now
But EA owns it, so I don't know.
Shall we start rocking?
Microsoft's got money. Or are we just gonna go into the? Or are we just gonna go into the brain of what's his face from
Moat.
Brutal?
Voice of Moat, so yeah,
Probably
it's
been a long time
Psychonauts.
since you've had a visitor.
Yeah.
I hope you don't mind pop-ins.
The t-shirts were just cheeky shirts to wear.
Oh, Psychonauts 2 looks so good. Took me so long to play the original, but
Where are we?
It's a quiet place.
ooh.
Lost
Ooh.
neither skin nor bone. Just a thought is all I've got.
Please don't get a copyright strike. Please don't get a copyright strike.
At the bottom of a lake, a frozen feeling. When my friends pulled me back up, I started healing. Now I can feel out the galaxy and hear the flow of time.
Ooh, I like the way it looks.
Looks amazing.
Because I actually really dislike the way the first game looks. I get that it's like its point, but it's just so grimy and gross that I actually do find it like unappealing. Not the character designs, but just like the world design and stuff. Unless this is just like, unless that's a level in his head and the rest of the game looks vastly different.
That's what this is. This is a level inside someone's head. That's why there's a different shader on Raz and stuff.
Okay.
If you keep an eye on Raz and we see him outside of this world, he'll look a little different.
Okay. Oh, I kind of like in the overworld. I'm sort of meaning in the base game.
Yeah.
Like it's just.
Oh, I follow.
which are never, never.
They're definitely going wild and crazy with all the visual stuff. It's really nice looking.
It's really lavish. Like, I don't remember a world in the original Psychonauts having so much stuff going on in it, because that seems like it's one world, right? So I'm pretty impressed. So here in the real, okay, we're just cutting away. Okay, but there in the real world, Raz has a slightly less colorful, different shadery look. So.
We can't wait for you to experience the amazing games built by Xbox Game Studios. And there is just so much more for you to play on
partnerships and
Xbox.
ecosystem.
We are partnering with thousands of
mouthful.
creators, from the largest publishers to the smallest independent developers, to bring you the broadest variety of games ever. There is one developer in particular that is close to us, not just geographically, but in history too. I'm thrilled to announce that this fall, our friends at Bungie will bring Destiny 2 to Xbox Series X and Xbox Game Pass.
Okay.
If you are one
Game
of
Pass
the more
as
than
well,
10
too. That's
million
cool.
Game Pass subscribers, you also
Something that's kind of a big deal that if Microsoft can get going will really work in their favor hugely, is like getting third-party games on Game Pass free as soon as possible. That's gonna, if they're able to do that, that'll change the landscape a lot. Very rapidly. You know, if people are looking at the question of like day one buying a $60 game on their PS5 versus they just have it in their subscription on Xbox One on day one, or Xbox Series X on day one. So of course Destiny's not brand new, but it does still have new content coming out, and it does still do really well. But in the pre-stream they announced Dragon Quest 11S.
Yeah.
On Game Pass on day one as well, so that's another like big quote-unquote pre-game on day one. Of course, it'll have to wait until something massive like Resident Evil or something were to participate in that, which is gonna cost a hell of a lot of money, but you know, if they ever manage to do that, it's going to be a big deal.
I did see Phil Spencer a few days ago saying like, yeah, we have a lot of work to do to like get more, you know, Japanese games or facilitate those relationships, and hopefully what we'll be showing this on this showcase will be a taste of that. And like maybe I missed it, but it seems like the only thing so far that are even approaching, you know, a wording like that is Dragon Quest and maybe Like a Dragon.
Well, there was Balin Wonderland as well, or whatever it's called. Xbox game, but yeah, during the actual show, yeah, we haven't really gotten into that yet. So.
Like I know that I don't think they own any Japanese studios, but they could still certainly like make a deal with somebody. But
yeah, they do have an Xbox Japan, but it's tiny. It's
basically the one guy.
It's actually really small. Yeah.
We can't wait for you to discover. All of the games you're about to see are being built to launch exclusively on Xbox consoles.
Yeah, I'm keen to see what other games they'll show as well. I know like one Japanese game that they've got sort of in their pocket, like 20%, is Yakuza 7 or whatever it's called.
Like a Dragon.
Like a Dragon, yeah. Where it's launching on Xbox Series X.
Yeah, which is...
But it's not launching on PS5 at the same time. Like, it's coming to PS5 later. So that's one that they've sort of got a little, and now, of course PSO2. But
when I think of when I think of a game that harnesses the power of next gen, it's not Yakuza games, because they're notoriously like, you know, not really leveraging all the power a console could possibly have, since they're, you know, all very similar.
That game is actually like a PS4 game that's been out for like a year.
Yeah.
But I just trying to think of ones that are really aligned with them. I think it's only really that and PSO2. It'd be cool if this is Stalker. It kind of looks like Stalker. But...
Get out of here, Stalker. Space Bubble is not very stalkery.
Well... This really looks like Stalker, though.
It looks like Stalker. It smells like Stalker, but I don't think it's Stalker. Like, hey, I'm like 90% of the population where I played about 5 minutes of Stalker and be like, this is awful. And then I stop.
Oh, there we go. Stalker 2. Nice.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Yeah. I played a few hours of Stalker.
Rescind what I said.
World.
And when I say awful, I mean like I can't wrap my. This is so janky. This is like I don't know, and you have to mod the shit out of it to get it to a state where you're like, okay.
Yeah.
But I'm always intrigued by Stalker. Let's leave it at that.
It's hard not to be. There's such an appeal there.
There is certainly.
My Lord Inquisitor, I've reached a term of prime and begun our investigation.
Warhammer?
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, Fat Shark, Jesus.
Of the Hive,
oh shit!
The full extent
Fat Shark, the hero's bionic commando needed.
I'll know more when they make it back.
But this gotta be 40k because technology.
Definitely is 40k.
Nice. Please let this be a 40k game that is not some type of RTS or RPG or like. Just make it a simple action game, please. I just need one. That's all I need.
Have you ever played Vermintide? Because that's Vermintide's pretty fun.
40k though.
Yeah, that might be what this is. Darktide.
Okay. Hopefully.
Like so
it's just Vermintide and 40k. I'll play that.
Oh shit, is this Tetris Effect? Is this Res 2? What are we looking at?
When you were born, something changed. My heart could not contain the miracle of this world and all that it creates.
It's not a port of Tetris 99, is it?
Well, no, it would be Tetris Effect, but
well, what I just mean
is following from Tetris Effect. So
what I just mean is, I'm like, oh, look at all these people like fighting each other in the battle royale.
They look like they're fighting. They look like they're experiencing.
Was that James Chen?
Maybe. Love this song. You're gonna get a claim
it is
on this
Tetris
one.
Effect. Okay.
Yeah, it is. This, by the way, is like one of the best games that's come out in a long time. So if you have even a remote interest in Tetris, like, don't shy away from the price tag on this one. It is a premium ass Tetris game. Whoa, look at this new multiplayer. Whoa, that's so cool. Tetris Effect connected. New multiplayer. Cool. Great. I actually rebought that game on Oculus Quest just so I could have a portable version of it.
World premiere.
Oh yeah, let's go. Love these guys.
Approaching orbit. Scans a no-go. Sure you want to drop here? Hell yeah. Already lacing up my...
So it said from the creators of SteamWorld, so I wonder if this is not a SteamWorld game?
Yeah, I'd imagine.
Another good-for-nothing space rock?
This is their first, like, 3D thing, too. The SteamWorld games are so fucking good.
Find anything good?
Rex, you're not gonna believe this. Ouch! What the...
Using that poltergust.
That's a really cool effect, how it, like, sucks up the goop like that. It's nice.
Get rid of the evil miasma and bring life back to the world.
Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles 2. In theaters, August 9th. The Gunk. Yeah, that's a fun name.
That is a fun name. I was gonna be like, it's gonna be called like, you know, like some type of one-word thing, like rebirth or something. But the Gunk is much better.
Gunk's got so much more character. I know what you mean.
All right, so this is probably that medium, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think so.
Just a little weird because they already showed it off in the last showcase, but I mean, whatever.
You know, I'm interested to see more, and I think a lot of people are. So they're also working on like a new version of their Cyberpunk game as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, there's like a next-gen version of that, and I watched a long video about them, you know, showing off all the new tech, and like, that game is so close to being like amazing, but it just, it's probably their best game so far. Like, I like it a lot better than Blair Witch, and it's good. It's just it stumbles in a few little areas.
Yeah, I also found it a little rough to play, so I'm excited to see the new version.
But also a darker and deeper truth.
This is probably the like Xbox game that excites me the most right now, actually.
Yeah, it sort of is.
I can live them.
Those instant world transitions.
Yeah, for people that don't know, this is called Medium, and they showed it at the last Xbox showcase. A lot of people are like, what is this? And yeah, they have some definite Silent Hill leanings, especially if they say in this video who's making the music.
Yeah. That's a cool feature, having the two worlds displayed simultaneously. That's cool, getting to play them at the same time, too. Whoa, look at this flesh wall.
Flesh walls are always... Everyone can enjoy a flesh wall.
Yeah. The one in my house is great. Oh, that key art. So cool. So yeah, Xbox Series X PC, so no Xbox One on that one, so they really are pushing it.
World premiere.
Fancy new features. Ooh. Ooh.
Never see a Sega logo in front of anything anymore.
So this is just PSO stuff. This is PSO music. But can I play as Sonic?
Where's Sonic?
Wow, this is really big.
Where's Shinobi? I'll do a flip, Mom.
I gotta say, I ended up playing PSO2 quite a bit for like 2 or 3 weeks after it came out, and like, I didn't really love it, honestly. For all my desire for it to come out here, I ended up like bouncing off of it pretty hard because it's just such an MMO.
It's the harsh rule.
Yeah, I didn't like the combat all that much, but this, I can't tell if this is a PSO2 expansion or not. It looks really different.
That's pretty cool.
I feel...
True Adventure starts now.
But I'm not totally sure.
Every other adventure you had before this was shit. This is the real one. New Genesis.
Powered by Windows Azure up there. Not if you see that, but like that actually means the power of the cloud, dude.
Okay.
That's the power of the cloud.
Luis Torres.
Of course, now they don't talk about that, but
Global risk is death of the weapon.
Smilegate. Okay. Yeah.
Remedy.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a good team to get to do your campaign. Because this game has been around for a long time.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, Crossfire is really popular in China and in Korea.
Oh, yes, no, I have heard. Yeah.
Yeah. So getting Remedy to do your single-player campaign, that's a real smart idea, actually.
Crossfire.
We make our own path. We protect our own.
Can you protect me from fate?
Yes, I can protect you from fate. That's very doable.
Marshall Venture says, I don't think this is Banjo, fellas. Well,
I
know.
Unless they're holding one more like Xbox game as a final reveal, like, you know, I think that might be it.
The entire world
For like Microsoft-owned IP.
Because of him.
I don't know. It's only 12:52. They've still got at least 8 minutes until the hour's up, and I don't even know how long the event is. So.
Oh, I thought they had said something.
Oh, no. Someone's just saying this game doesn't look like Banjo, but I don't know.
It's Banjo.
It could be a Banjo game.
Today, you saw 10 world premieres and 22 console launch exclusives. Game Pass members can play every game you have seen today from Xbox Game Studios and all of our partners in the subscription or free to play.
Oh, I really want to play Gears Tactics. I know it's just like out and I could just play it, but I need to get around to that.
You need to, I wish you could play it too.
And some you have yet to play will also be optimized for Xbox Series X. Games like Forza Horizon 4, Gears 5, and Sea of Thieves. You'll get the next-gen upgrades at no additional cost when they launch. You can expect a lineup.
You can play Ninja Gaiden Black in 4K.
Titles for Xbox Series X this holiday season.
You can play Assassin's Creed 1 in 4K.
Xbox
and it's still great. It's still the best Assassin's Creed
at
game.
the center of everything we do.
No, I don't even agree with that.
We didn't get to visit.
It has a certain je ne sais quoi that none of the other games do, though.
You're not
I gotta
wrong
say.
there. You're not wrong there.
Later this year.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
until
So what's our
then,
last?
Here's one more thing.
What are we closing out on?
Please, please, you gotta give me something.
This whole show is kind of setting the tone for Xbox Series X going forward. So, so this is Playgrounds. They have a studio that's making an action RPG fantasy thing. So this could be Fable.
The world is filled with stories.
I would think so, actually.
Heroes
No.
and treacherous villains. Of fantastical creatures and wondrous places where nature
It's clearly that fairy rare game that they made.
live in perfect harmony.
That I always forget the name of.
Not all stories have happy endings.
That seems very Fable-ish, so yeah. There you go.
Fable subtitle. And I guess we're on to the closing stinger here. Or stinger, sizzle reel, rather.
Big sizzles for big reels. So like Fable isn't exactly for me, but I know lots of people were like, yeah, no, I'm ready for more Fable and Fable. So like that's pretty cool for everyone that's super into that franchise, because at least there's something coming.
I think I don't particularly love Fable, but this is a new thing by a new studio.
Yeah.
By all odds, it's going to be a totally different take on Fable, so I'd be super down to try it. Granted, we still haven't seen anything of it other than that little pre-rendered scene. So,
as a personal map-based thing, I was pretty disappointed with almost everything. Disappointed in the sense that like you still want that one. You want your Liam near Automata moment, and I haven't gotten that all year yet. So.
Yeah.
You know, maybe one day, but like still like, you know, what's on offer here is still solid and stuff. I'm like looking forward to Hellblade. I might even try Halo. Medium, obviously.
Yeah, well, I've got a list of games we can go down as soon as they finish this sizzle reel, and we can give some more detailed thoughts.
Actually, I'm really sorry, dude. I know you love doing that, but like, I got a message. I have to go and do something as soon as.
Oh, really? Okay.
Press stop. Because I did want to do that initially, but like, yeah.
Okay, well, I will try to gather my thoughts quickly too. Then.
Sure.
I think the things that excited me the most were Balan Wonderworld, which was announced before the show, Square Enix's new game. The Obsidian's new game, Avowed, the not Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, that was obviously really exciting. I forgot about that.
Because I love the idea of Elder Scrolls, but I don't find that I end up enjoying games made by Bethesda Game Studios with their
This
internal
is
main
Xbox
studio.
Showcase for our Unlocked Live show.
Halo looks really good, and the Medium continues to be like the one that really excites me. But yeah, I gotta say, I do think I have a bias towards PlayStation stuff. I do think I prefer what they make, and with that in mind, I do think I was a little underwhelmed by this show. I know their message wasn't you have to run out and buy an Xbox Series X, because they've been very clear about like we want people to continue playing our stuff on Xbox One.
Yeah, we want a really smooth transition.
Yeah, and I'm glad that like I think I'm going to be able to play Halo this holiday on my OG Xbox One from like the day they announced Scalebound. That was when I bought that.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was nothing here that really made me feel like I needed to run out and buy a new console. And indeed, there weren't really many games here that like really thrilled me. It was good. Absolutely nothing looked bad. Super strong selection of games. I also really liked that one that had the I forget the title, but from the new studio that has that interesting looking art style, the 2D characters in the 3D space, the one that we all said we'd look away from the YouTube chat for. But yeah, nothing that excites me hugely. A lot of cool stuff, though. What about you?
I like pretty much exactly what you said there. Like, you know, there's some solid stuff there, but I think like the Avowed and probably another thing or two, they're still like way off, like into the future. So you're not going to see them until much later. So right now it just seems like, okay, there's obviously games that people are like, oh well, the PS5 has Resident Evil 8, right? I'm like, well, yes and no, it has it, but that's also coming to Xbox. But when you're having like a show where you like, it was like that one E3 where Sony's was kind of like fine, but then Microsoft just happened to get the trailer for DMC5. So it makes a bigger impression, even though that game was obviously like, you know, had multiple versions or whatever. So as a show, this was like, you know, a little disappointing, but they're all going to be somewhat a little disappointing compared to E3's past. That being said, Sony's had way more, you know, kind of like games compared to this, even if that's not exactly fair because some of them were, you know, for both platforms. But you know, Unavowed or Avowed, that's going to take a little. That was kind of like, yeah, more of like something brand new that we didn't already know was coming, like Halo. As much as I'm kind of like, I might actually, you know, get back into that, it's kind of not enough, and I kind of feel that like essentially it's really the Medium where I'm like, yeah, it seems like right now it's an Xbox, it's Xbox and PC, right?
Yes, yeah.
So maybe I might not even need to do that because I just got a new PC. I'd imagine it would be able to run the game. But like right now, there's nothing really that makes me want to go out and buy the console right now. Everwild could certainly be really cool, and I'm glad you know, Rare's doing like another new thing. Would I have still wanted a Perfect Dark or a Banjo or, you know, something that's a bit more akin to their stuff from the past? Yeah, but at the same time, like we've said, it's not a studio that's seemingly about their past anymore. It's more about their future, which is cool. But I wish another studio might have, you know, done something like as predicted, that they don't want to show that Battletoads game anymore for whatever reason.
That game is in a weird spot.
again, I promise Salty Tears that there be no Killer Instinct, and while I can't give you Salty Tears, believe me, they're in my heart. I was at least hoping for some type of Xbox Series X version of that just maybe ran better, maybe some new features. Like, I really think that should be there. People still want to play that game. People still might support it. You add another extra character or fill out the rest of the characters that are lacking certain things. That would have been really cool. I was hoping just for that, but, you know, it is what it is, I guess. But overall, like, you know, solid, but really nothing blowing me away there at all.
Yeah, I think one thing I was surprised by that I think Sony managed to deliver on the front of showing a lot of, like, really new stuff. Even if some of the stuff had, you know, leaked a little, like Resident Evil 8, it was still a really impressive trailer. It was still thrilling to see it for the first time, even if we knew it was coming. For Microsoft's show, I don't feel like they really delivered on that at all. I didn't feel like there were many moments where I was like, oh, this is a fresh and new exciting thing. You know,
yeah, like Unavowed could have been that, but it's obviously so far off that that's all they have to show. And
I mean, that was the one. That was
the one. But because it's so far off, they couldn't deliver a trailer like Resident Evil 8 that showed, like, yeah, this is gonna be coming out, like, you know, not too long, and we have a lot here that we can show that can thrill you. But like even Halo, they had a gameplay demo which was cool, but at the same time they lacked any sort of trailer that also showed a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, almost everything kind of lacked a certain impact as well. Like they didn't, like, let's say the Miles Morales trailer was like relatively simple, showed only like a little bit, and you didn't really get a greater sense of the game, but they still showed something. And the Avowed and a lot of the other games were just like, yeah, here's some renders, here's some whatever, and like, yeah, just lacked some of the sizzle to the steak.
I think some of the trailers like Miles and Avowed are great, where it's like, oh, look, fresh, new, exciting, big thing. We've never seen it before. I guess my complaint might be more that there was a lot that we've seen before. Like, Tell Me Why, we've seen it. Everwild, we've seen it. The Medium, we've seen it. It does make me wonder if it wouldn't have been better to hold off some of these announcements. Because I feel like half, if not more than half of the games here
were already known games.
Yeah, and like there were, things that were naturally going to be here that I think they did great with, like Halo, having that extended gameplay demo, great way to show that off. But on the other hand, I think Hellblade, that was a very poor showing for Hellblade.
That was very poor, like, in fact, yeah.
Yeah, the game still looks phenomenal, no doubt, but like it's a shame to not get to see any gameplay, at this time when this is, kind of
when you want to show gameplay.
Like State of Decay 3 as well. I think like I would have liked to see a little more. Granted, I'm sure big fans of State of Decay are very thrilled by that. So I'm speaking from a place of it not exciting me in the first place.
Dr. Butthugger, great name, says, what were they going to show at E3? All these E3 presentations done in the 2-3 months up to the event. I think it's because a lot of third parties don't have their shit together, and they can't give Microsoft or Sony like their big games because they don't know what to do. They're like, it's kind of almost like Nintendo's in this weird place where they're like, well, all their stuff is kind of spread out. Everything is kind of like, got sort of delayed due to, the world and everything. And I think those third parties not being able to coordinate with Microsoft or Sony as well. Like, yeah, thankfully we got Resident Evil 8, but I think that lack of third-party stuff that could be in these presentations, like Microsoft and some of Sony's, even though Sony had one or two, I think that's kind of like sort of where the E3 would have been. Because you traditionally get, like, you got fucking, what was it, Dragon Ball Z Fighters was a Microsoft E3 thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not entirely sure I agree, because I think if E3 would have happened like normal, we would have probably gotten an amalgamation of this and their third-party show that they did a month and a half ago.
Yeah, that's kind of actually what I mean, where everything is sort of, just generally my thought I was trying to express there was just everything's kind of more fractured than normal, and you're right in that the E3s would have been more amalgamated. So
I personally, after having seen Microsoft's 2 shows, I do think it would have been a better idea to do one show and tighten it up, because they had thrilling stuff in the first show. The Medium was awesome. Scarlet Nexus was a big deal. Yakuza coming out here in English with an English dub for the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
Coming out on like new Xbox on day one. Like, they made a big deal out of, a game that by all odds wouldn't have been a big deal. I think those were some announcements that, if we hadn't seen them and we had gotten them today, would have really helped, buff up this one, as opposed to, seeing the Medium for the second time, where it's like, okay, still cool, but like, seen this one before.
Yeah. Someone makes a point like, no Elden Rings for either show, Microsoft or Sony, which I kind of forgot about while we're watching this, but I'm like, it is really shocking that didn't show up in either showcase. A little weird.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just not ready to show yet. But yeah, I would have thought so as well. From usually has like a pretty consistent and fast, like, here's our CG trailer, and then here's the gameplay trailer, like, less than a year later. And I think Elden Ring's the first time in like many releases that they've kind of broken that cycle. So I also hope we see it soon, because I am thrilled to see what Elden Ring has in store.
Yeah,
after the 1-2 punch of Sekiro and Bloodborne, like, cannot wait to see more original.
I think overall that we're in agreement that if you're like you were looking for an Xbox show to really get you excited for the console, like this certainly was, fell short of doing that. I don't think that was terrible by any stretch of the imagination, but like it was, I would say, like maybe 2 more things of either showed them more or like a brand new project. If they had, they clearly they would if they felt that they should or had it available. So for whatever reason, I guess they're not. And I don't think Microsoft said anything like, we're going to have another show like Ubisoft did. Like,
yeah, not yet. They haven't said anything.
I think Sony said they might have another look at some other stuff later this year, but I might be wrong on that. But I think I have a memory of that, or no?
I think the only thing we know about Xbox is they had said they were going to have like big monthly messaging through this year.
Yeah, well, you kind of have to if you have a console coming out.
Of course, they unfortunately missed June. That was a big deal. People were like, okay, where's the June stuff? But, they still have a lot of time. I do think we've probably seen the majority of games that are going to be sort of featured as their big things through 2020 and 2020.
I think of all the possible stuff that, I would imagine it's possible, but for whatever reason it wasn't, is like nothing really significant on Hellblade, I think, is something where I'm like, that makes little sense to me, considering we've seen, like, that game was kind of shown in, well, I think they said it was gameplay, last year when they first showed it?
They said it was in engine, and it
was in engine, right?
Looks like it is. Having seen the Unreal Engine 5 demo and the kind of visuals you can pull off in that, I'm inclined to believe it is.
Yeah, I think that was the biggest, like, that's, you might, I mean, for whatever reason you didn't show it, but like, yeah, that would have been nice to see, considering it's a first party thing. It was a known thing, and it's been a known thing for a good long while, and yeah, you had like a mention of it, but it's like at that point, like, it was weird. It was just like, well, we have a behind the scenes video of like where we filmed, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I think that was a big shame too. I imagine they have a fair amount of the game up and running, and I'm surprised that they didn't feel like they had enough to show yet. So that's a bit of a shame.
Yeah.
Likewise for Fable, it was a bit of a shame that it was such a short CG trailer. It would have been nice to have some more substance there, but I suppose if this was all they felt was possible, then that's it.
Yeah.
For Fable fans, I'm still excited that Fable is back and now in different, potentially better hands.
Did you watch the Ubisoft one or no?
I did watch it.
Okay, because I would rather watch this conference like a couple more times than watch that one. And again, not because that one was like horrible or whatever. There was just so little that personally excited me. Like I tried my best. I was like, Watch Dogs Legion still a really neat idea. We've seen there's such a thing as seeing too much gameplay of something for so many years.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Watch Dogs is the only one that really thrilled me there, and because they had such a good trailer.
Yeah, they did.
Everything else, I was just sort of like, okay, this
Yeah.
is cool. I think the only thing that they succeeded in making me do was buying Far Cry 3 when it was on sale for $2 this week and playing through the whole game.
Oh, well, that's
boy,
nice. That's good.
That game's really well made and good, but I
Yeah.
do not want a 40-plus hour version of that at all.
Yeah.
I remember trying to play Far Cry 5 and bouncing right off of it, but 3 was really easy.
Yeah, I never even started 5. I'm not particularly excited for 6, and obviously there was a lack of, like, Prince of Persia, and Beyond Good and Evil, and a couple of other things. That roller derby game wasn't there, and I was kind of like, oh, that's
Hyperscape
also
does look
weird.
really good, too.
I mean, yeah, again, I'm not really into that type of game in general, but yeah, no, for if you're into it, yeah, it certainly looks like well made and stuff, and I'm glad, you know, that Ubisoft Montreal gets to, for them, do something different, like not different in the grand scheme of the game industry, because that type of game is, you know, around. But I was happy they're like, hey, well, at least they're, you know, not making another Tom Clancy thing. Well, I'm sure they are, but that they are. So, you know, it's kind of, yeah, I just wanted to touch base on that because I never actually talked to you about that conference.
No, fair, yeah. Hyperscape impressed me, I think, because I knew they were making a Battle Royale game, but I didn't think the art would be as cool as it is.
It is solid. It is good art, yeah.
Yeah, the art's really sick, and the gameplay ideas look really fun as well. I like the whole, like, when there's only 5 or 10 people left, whatever, at the end, how you have to, like, how you can get the crown and hang on to the crown to win instead of killing everyone else. I think that's a cool idea.
No, it is for sure.
But yeah, I think Watch Dogs Legion was the exciting bit for me during that one. Assassin's Creed certainly looks good, but
yeah, I'm not. Even though initially I was really, really down, I was like when I heard about it and like, oh, that sounds really cool. But like something about watching the gameplay and the little bit of gameplay they showed, there's something about it where I was kind of like, huh.
Yeah, well, honestly,
this is actually now exciting me less than Odyssey did when Odyssey was revealed. Odyssey, I was always down, and then when I saw more gameplay, I was even more down. When I, you know, spent 90 hours finishing it, I was very much down. And then, you know, oh, Vikings, and I'm like, cool. And I just watching it, there's just something about it where I was like, huh, maybe I'm less into this than I thought. I can't even explain why.
During the Valhalla trailer, when I saw the boat, I fell asleep.
Yeah, fair enough. You've never been.
I hate it. I wish I liked the boats in Assassin's Creed, but I just can't. I just can't.
I mean, in fucking. Wait, no, yeah, you still had to attack. You still had to do a bunch of attacking and stuff in the boats. I was about to say, I think it's in Origins where the boats are just used as a means of transport. You don't actually have to fight with them, I think. But I never actually finished Origins. I got like 20 hours in, and I just kind of dropped it for no real reason. But you don't fight in the boats in Origin.
I don't believe so. I think they're just little rafts and stuff.
Little rafts and like some
as far as I recall.
Craft.
I finished Assassin's Creed 4 Freedom Cry, which is like the 7-hour one.
Yes, that's your one.
And I will never stop recommending it. It's just the right amount of Assassin's Creed. And yeah, the boat sections I did not particularly enjoy them. So
all right, well, I think that about does it for us. I got to get going on something, but thank you, Liam, for showing up for this solid 6.5, 6.9 out of 10 conference. If I could stamp something on there, it's like I really wanted to like this more than I did, I guess.
I feel like it's like, for me, it's like a resounding 7.
Solid.
I feel
7.
like if you are like a big Xbox fan who's genuinely big into the
Halos and Forzas
stuff, this was probably a really cool show for you, and that's cool. I'm sure there are people out there who enjoyed it a lot more than we did. Conversely, I'm sure there's a lot more cynical people out there who enjoyed it a lot less than we did. But yeah, for me, like a resounding 7. There were some highlights for sure. Psychonauts 2 looks amazing. Avowed looks so cool. But yeah, I did not thrill me as much as past shows have. So.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks everyone. Yes, no, and thank you to Frenchie for taking care. I saw a bunch of bots invaded the chat for a bit.
Yeah, she hammered.
She hammered them good. Thank you. So yeah, I don't know. I think that about does it for any E3 type shows, unless new ones get announced. Maybe a direct. I know Nintendo's all also fractured, and they're like, yeah, I would really if they were gonna do like a regular 30-minute direct where here's what we have for the rest of the year or whatever. Like, I'll certainly want to do that. I'm sure you would too.
Definitely.
But until that happens, I guess that's it. Thanks again for everyone for showing up.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. Take care.
All right, you too. Bye.
Bye, Matt.